Let me tell you something right now. Love ain't about chasing the wrong people. It's about becoming the right person so the right one recognizes you. You can't attract true love if you're pretending to be somebody else. You attract what you are, not what you post online, not what you wish for. You attract what you believe you deserve. See, most people out here are trying to find love, but love doesn't need to be found. It needs to be felt, earned, and grown. The first psychological trick to attract true love is this work on your self-worth. When you walk like you know who you are, talk like you respect yourself, and act like you got peace in your heart, love starts chasing you. Because confidence is magnetic energy. Here's what I've learned. Real love starts when you stop begging for attention. Stop chasing people who don't see your value. You know why? Because when you chase, you're telling the universe you're not enough on your own. When you attract, you're telling the world, I'm already complete. I just want someone to share it with. Let me tell you something. Love ain't about chasing the wrong people. It's about becoming the kind of person who naturally draws the right one in. You can't attract true love if you're walking around pretending to be somebody else. You attract what you are, not what you post, not what you wish, not what you say late at night when you're lonely. You attract what you believe you deserve. That's the real secret nobody tells you. The reason so many people end up in half love, broken love, fake love, is because they never took the time to heal and understand their own worth. They're trying to pull in a healthy person while carrying the energy of someone who doesn't believe they're good enough. The universe doesn't give you what you ask for. It gives you what you think you deserve. If you walk around thinking you're hard to love, you'll attract someone who treats you like you're hard to love. If you walk around knowing you are valuable, that your heart is pure, that you deserve peace and respect, then that's the kind of energy that finds you. Real love starts within you. You can't pour from an empty cup. When you spend time working on yourself, your confidence, your boundaries, your peace of mind, you start to glow differently. That glow is what makes people turn their heads, not because you're loud or trying too hard, but because your energy speaks before you do. You've got to start treating yourself like the prize you are. Stop begging people to see your value when you haven't even recognized it yourself. That's why self-worth is the first and strongest psychology trick to attract true love. When you love yourself, when you respect your time, your body, your emotions, you send out a silent message to the world. I know my value. That message becomes a filter. It automatically blocks the ones who want to waste your time and draws in the ones who are ready for something real. Think about it. When you walk into a room with confidence, people notice. You don't have to prove anything. You don't have to perform. You just exist in peace. That's attractive. It's magnetic. Because real confidence doesn't scream. It speaks softly but powerfully. When you know who you are, you stop needing validation from anyone else. You don't chase, you attract. You stop explaining your worth to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You ever see someone who's calm, focused, not desperate for attention, and yet everyone's drawn to them? That's what happens when you build your self-worth. It shifts your energy. It changes how you move, how you speak, how you look at people, how you handle rejection. When someone doesn't choose you, it doesn't break you. It just redirects you. You understand that rejection is protection. You stop seeing loss as failure and start seeing it as a lesson. That's the mindset that makes love easier because you're not afraid anymore. You're not chasing validation. You're open to connection. See, most people think love is about finding someone who completes them, but it's really about being complete on your own. You can't expect someone else to fix your insecurities or fill your emptiness. That's your job. When you build your self-worth, you stop expecting love to heal you. You start expecting it to grow you. That's when you attract people who meet you on the same level of peace, not chaos. So every morning, remind yourself who you are. Speak to yourself with kindness. Dress like you love yourself. Move like you matter. Don't let anyone make you doubt your worth. When you carry yourself with quiet strength, the world will respond differently. You'll start seeing people treat you better, respect you more, love you deeper. That's not magic, that's energy. The mind follows belief, and love follows energy. Self-worth is not arrogance. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone else. It's about knowing that you deserve the same kind of love you give so freely. It's about refusing to settle for less than what matches your spirit. When you truly believe that you won't have to beg for attention, you won't have to prove yourself, and you won't have to chase anyone, true love will recognize you because you finally recognized yourself first. Everything in life is energy. Every thought you think, every word you speak, every emotion you carry, it's all energy. And that energy doesn't disappear. It travels, it communicates, it connects. People can feel it even before you say a word. That's why some people walk into a room and immediately light it up, while others dim it without trying. When it comes to love, the energy you give off is the energy you attract. You can't walk around filled with bitterness, anger, or self-doubt and expect to attract peace, trust, or affection. The two frequencies just don't match. That's why aligning your energy is so important if you want to attract true love. Your vibe introduces you before you even speak. If your heart is tired, if your spirit feels heavy, if you carry old pain and resentment, people sense that. You might smile, you might laugh, but that energy still leaks through. It's like a radio signal that's slightly off. It plays, but it's never clear. Love needs a clear signal. When you hold on to the past, you block the frequency of love in the present. That's why you have to release old stories and stop replaying past pain. You can't keep saying all men are the same or all women leave and expect a healthy relationship to appear. Your words carry vibration. What you repeat becomes your belief, and what you believe becomes your experience. You've got to start living like the love you want already exists. You want someone kind? Be kind. You want peace. Stop inviting chaos. You can't expect gentle love when you live in constant drama. You can't attract respect when you don't respect yourself. The universe mirrors your energy. It doesn't send you what you want. It sends you who you are being. That's why alignment matters so much. When you are calm, when you live with gratitude, when you speak positively about love, you shift your vibration. You start attracting people who match that peaceful frequency. Think about your daily energy. Are you complaining more than you're appreciating? Are you criticizing yourself in the mirror or celebrating your growth? Are you holding grudges or practicing forgiveness? Every single one of those choices sends out energy. When you start choosing peace, even when it's hard, when you start forgiving yourself for old mistakes, when you start finding joy in little things, you begin to glow differently. That glow is not physical beauty, it's spiritual beauty. It's what draws people to you without you even trying. Energy alignment doesn't mean being fake or pretending to be happy all the time. It means being aware of what you feel and learning to manage it instead of letting it control you. If you're sad, acknowledge it. If you're angry, process it. But don't live there. Let emotions move through you, not live in you. Because stuck emotions turn into heavy energy, and heavy energy blocks love. You want to feel light, free, open. That's the space where love can flow. You have to remember, people are not drawn to perfection. They're drawn to peace. They want to be around someone who feels safe, not someone who drains them. When your energy is balanced, when you know how to calm your own storm, how to speak gently, how to smile without forcing it, you become magnetic. People start to feel better just by being around you. That's real attraction. So stop looking for someone to complete your energy. Balance it yourself. Start your day with gratitude. Move your body, breathe deeply, clear your mind. Protect your peace like it's gold, because it is. The more centered you become, the more clearly you'll recognize the difference between real love and temporary attention. Love flows toward calm waters. When your spirit is steady, when your energy is peaceful, the right person won't just find you. They'll feel you before they even meet you. The mind is a powerful thing. Whatever you feed it, it multiplies. If you feed it fear, you'll start seeing danger everywhere. If you feed it doubt, you'll question everything good that comes your way. But when you feed it faith, when you feed it love, when you feed it hope, it begins to create a world that reflects those thoughts back to you. That's why visualization is one of the strongest psychology tricks to attract true love. What you hold in your mind with clarity and emotion, you eventually hold in your life. The problem is, most people visualize the wrong things. They keep replaying heartbreaks, betrayals, and disappointments. They keep expecting things to go wrong, so life keeps proving them right. You have to train your mind to picture something new. Sit quietly sometimes and imagine what it feels like to be loved the way you deserve. Not what it looks like, but what it feels like. Feel the peace, the laughter, the safety, the warmth. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. When you visualize love clearly and repeatedly, your brain begins to accept it as possible. It starts to guide your behavior, your choices, and even your energy toward that reality. You'll notice yourself being drawn to different kinds of people, speaking differently, setting higher boundaries, all because you decided to reprogram your mind. Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's mental rehearsal. You're preparing your spirit for what you want to experience. Every great athlete does it before a game. Every successful person does it before achieving something big. Love is no different. You have to see it, believe it, and then move like it's already yours. If you keep imagining heartbreak, your actions will match that fear. You'll hold back, you'll test people, you'll sabotage connections because deep down, you're expecting pain. But when you visualize healthy love, your actions soften, you become more open, more patient, more authentic. That shift invites new energy into your life. Every morning when you wake up, close your eyes and picture yourself in a relationship that feels peaceful. Imagine laughter that feels real. Imagine a partner who respects you, listens to you, supports your dreams, and values your heart. Picture yourself giving love freely without fear of losing yourself. Let that image play like a movie in your mind. The more you see it, the more natural it feels. Eventually, your brain starts to recognize opportunities that align with that vision. You might find yourself leaving people or habits that don't fit that image anymore. That's how manifestation works. It's not magic, it's alignment. But visualization only works when it's paired with belief. You can't picture love while secretly telling yourself it's impossible. You have to trust that what you see in your mind is on its way to you, even if it takes time. The more faith you put behind that image, the faster your energy adjusts. And once your energy shifts, your outer world follows. There's another layer to this. When you visualize, don't just see the love you want, see the version of you who's ready to receive it. See yourself healed, confident, happy, at peace. Because the version of you that attracts true love isn't desperate, fearful, or broken. It's someone who's already whole. When you become that person in your imagination, you start acting like them in real life. Your words change, your choices change, and your standards rise. That's the true magic of visualization. You can't attract what you can't imagine. If your mind can't picture healthy love, it won't recognize it even when it's in front of you. So start practicing now. Every day, feed your mind the image of love that uplifts you. Speak it, feel it, and trust it. Because once your mind accepts it, your heart will follow, and soon, so will the right person. Communication is the heartbeat of every real connection. It's not just about talking, it's about speaking truthfully, listening deeply, and expressing who you really are without fear. Most people think communication means saying a lot, but it's not about quantity, it's about honesty. You can talk all day long, but if you're not saying what you truly feel, you're just filling the silence with noise. When you want to attract true love, you have to be brave enough to speak your truth, even when your voice shakes. Because the right person won't run from your honesty. They'll be drawn to it. One of the biggest mistakes people make in relationships is trying to play it safe. They hide what they really want. They avoid saying how they feel. They pretend to be okay when they're not. They do this because they're scared of rejection, scared of judgment, scared that if they show who they are, they'll lose someone. But that fear is exactly what blocks love. You can't attract something real if you're hiding behind a mask. The person meant for you can't love a version of you that isn't true. So be authentic. Speak up about what matters to you. Say what you mean and mean what you say. There's a deep kind of power in vulnerability. When you communicate from the heart instead of the ego, you invite real intimacy. You stop trying to win arguments and you start trying to understand. You stop talking to be right and you start talking to connect. That shift changes everything. Because love doesn't grow in silence or confusion. It grows in clarity. If you want true love, don't play games. Be clear about your intentions. Don't pretend to be detached if you care. Don't act unbothered when your heart is breaking. Speak the truth, because honesty is the language of real connection. When you start communicating with honesty and intention, you naturally filter out the people who can't handle it. And that's a good thing, because those who leave when you tell your truth were never meant to stay. Every time you choose honesty, you make space for someone who values it. And when you finally meet someone who listens, who responds with kindness, who values open dialogue, you'll know what it feels like to be seen. Not just heard, but understood. Real communication also means listening. You can't expect love to grow if you're only waiting for your turn to speak. You have to listen not just to words, but to emotions, to patterns, to silence. Sometimes people tell you everything you need to know without saying a word. Pay attention to energy, to consistency, to effort. Love requires understanding, and understanding only happens when both hearts are open. Another part of honest communication is setting boundaries. A lot of people are scared to do that because they think boundaries push love away, but they don't. Boundaries attract the right kind of love, the kind that respects you. When you express what you're comfortable with, what you need, what you can't accept, you're showing emotional maturity. You're teaching people how to treat you. And anyone who truly loves you will listen and adjust. Because real love doesn't demand silence, it invites expression. You'll notice how peaceful love becomes when communication is honest. There's no guessing, no constant worry, no mixed signals. You stop trying to read minds and start trusting hearts. You feel safe to speak, safe to ask, safe to be. That's what true connection looks like. It's built on truth, not pretending. So never be afraid to say what's real. The truth may scare the wrong person away, but it will always attract the right one. Because love built on lies will always fall apart, but love built on honesty will stand through anything. Speak your truth with kindness, express your needs with courage, and listen with empathy. That's how you attract a love that's not just passionate, but pure, lasting, and real. Patience is one of the hardest lessons when it comes to love. Everyone wants it fast, everyone wants it now, but true love doesn't move on your schedule. It moves when you're ready. The world teaches us to chase, to hurry, to fill the silence with anyone who gives us attention. But the truth is, love that lasts can't be rushed. You have to trust the timing of your life. The right person will never show up when you're desperate. They'll come when you're prepared. Patience isn't about waiting endlessly. It's about growing while you wait. It's about becoming the kind of person who can recognize, receive, and keep real love when it arrives. A lot of people confuse loneliness with readiness. Just because you feel alone doesn't mean you're ready for love. Sometimes God or the universe puts you in a season of stillness to teach you what you need to learn about yourself. You have to sit with your thoughts, face your pain, and find peace within your own company. That solitude isn't punishment, it's preparation. Every minute you spend healing, reflecting, and rebuilding your self-worth is shaping you into someone stronger and more aware. When you learn to enjoy your own presence, love stops being something you chase. It becomes something that flows naturally into your life. Patience also teaches you discernment. When you're in a rush to be loved, you settle for attention that looks like affection. You start accepting half-hearted connections because they fill temporary emptiness. But patience gives you clarity. It helps you see who's serious and who's just curious. It makes you notice red flags you used to ignore. When you slow down, you start recognizing the difference between chemistry and compatibility, between passion and peace. That wisdom only comes when you take your time. You have to understand, love that grows slowly has deeper roots. It's not built on lust or infatuation. It's built on understanding. It's built on shared values, mutual respect, and emotional maturity. Fast love burns bright, but it fades just as quickly. Real love takes time to build because it requires trust, and trust isn't instant. It's earned through consistency. That's why patience is the final test before real love arrives. It proves that you're not desperate. You're disciplined. You know what you deserve, and you're not willing to accept less just because it's available. When you learn patience, you stop trying to force things. You stop begging for someone to see your worth. You stop overthinking why things didn't work out. You start believing that what's meant for you can't miss you. That belief gives you peace. It helps you stay calm when connections fade, when messages go unanswered, when timing feels off. Because deep down, you know love isn't something you have to chase. It's something that finds you when your heart is ready. There's beauty in divine timing. The moments you think you've been forgotten are often the moments you're being prepared. Sometimes you're not waiting on love. Love is waiting on you, waiting for you to heal that insecurity, to let go of that ex, to rebuild your confidence, to open your heart again. Patience allows you to receive love without fear, without comparison, without the weight of your past. When you finally meet the right person, you'll understand why it took so long. You'll look back and realize every delay was a blessing, every heartbreak was a teacher, every pause was protection. So don't mistake the waiting season for wasted time. Use it, build yourself, create joy in your own life. Fill your days with growth, not longing. Because when you learn to be happy alone, you'll never need love out of fear. You'll choose it out of freedom. And that's when love feels effortless, peaceful, and right. The one meant for you won't make you chase or question. They'll come when you both are ready. Love arrives on time, not your time, but the right time. And when it does, it stays.